Welcome back to Couch Talk, everybody. Today I'm here to talk about Venom, the second trailer that they released. I didn't talk about the first one, so I'm going to talk about this one kind of like it's my first time a little bit seeing the trailer. The first trailer, first and foremost, I loved. I thought it was very good. I see where they're going with this hard R rating, and I love that Deadpool opened up the doors for superhero movies to do this kind of comfortably with the thought of knowing that they could still make a lot of money. So that's a good sign because there's so many superhero movies that deserve to be rated R, and I especially think this is one of them. I know that DC is a little bit more into the darker tone of it, but I loved the first trailer to this and how dark it was and gritty, and they just didn't do that with the second trailer. I don't know. They just threw in a lot of humor in there that made it feel more like a Marvel movie, but I don't. And I know this isn't a Marvel movie. I know it's Sony under the Marvel banner. It's a Marvel character, but it just doesn't fit with the first trailer. It feels like two different movies. Now, it still looks badass. I mean, Ruben Fleischer is the director of this, and he brought Zombieland, which was a fantastic movie that I loved. It's not that great of a survival horror zombie movie, but it's a great comedy with zombies in it. And the only other one I can think of that's close to that is Shaun of the Dead, which was another fantastic movie. He also did Gangster Squad, which critically didn't do too well, but I loved the movie. I thought the style was great, and I thought that the action was great. I liked all the acting. I liked the movie. I just liked the movie a lot. And he also did 30 Minutes or Less with Jesse Eisenberg. I think he's a really good director. I think he has a really good sense of style, and I really like what he's contributing to Venom. I think Venom looks great. I love the whole wet look on it. It is a symbiote, so it makes sense that it's a little watery, and I like that a lot. I love the eyes. I love the teeth. You know, they blew away the Spider-Man 3 version, and it just looks so close to the comics. The only difference is they don't have the spider symbol on the chest, which he said they couldn't do because this story is a little bit. It's kind of separate from the comics, whereas in Eddie Brock gets the symbiote after it was already on Spider-Man, so it kind of took the spider symbol with it and went to Eddie Brock. In this case, Spider-Man never got the symbiote first, so there was no reason to put the spider symbol there because it's not mimicking anything. But to make up for it and didn't make it just like this empty space, they put all those white veins that you see going around him to give him his own unique look outside of the Spider-Verse. And I think it looks great, and I think it kind of would have looked a little silly anyway, especially when Spider-Man isn't like really a part of this universe. I mean, he is, but he's never going to be in them as long as he's under Marvel, the Marvel movies. But yeah, I don't know, this trailer, it really kind of pulled a 180 with all of the jokes that they threw in there, specifically the one thing that everyone's talking about, which is the whole scene where he's threatening the guy in the deli, telling him he's going to roll down the street like a giant turd. See, now the problem is, I wish they just stayed faithful to the fact that this is like almost a horror / action / superhero movie. I really wish they didn't give into the whole like cliched like making these movies like lighter tone. Like there's no reason to throw jokes in there. I don't think it's gonna detract from the movie. I'm sure the movie will still be good, but I think that the movie would have been better if it held that more serious like thriller horror aspect where it's like this thing is taking over him and you know he's trying to find a way to coexist with this thing and learn how to maintain it and work with it and not become the monster that it wants to be. And they're kind of learning from each other, and it has this like very creepy vibe to it, but like I said, with these jokes, it pulls you out of that, and there's no reason why that should be in a Venom movie. Now, Tom Hardy said he did take this role because his son loves Venom, and I'm sure he's going to take his son to see it, and I'm sure lots of sons and daughters that are underage are going to go and see this movie. So maybe they're doing that so that it's not completely serious. Maybe they're throwing in jokes there so that kids can enjoy this, because again, essentially, it is a comic book movie, and this is pulled straight from the comics. And in the comics, they have those cheesy one-liners and the cheesy threats and the cheesy dialogue. But I just think in this era of movies that we're in right now that it's okay to be a little bit more serious. And I think that this movie would have benefited greatly from it. Logan, it had humor in it, but it worked, it fit, it was perfect. And like the humor in Logan was like, you know, Logan freaking out over something and beating the hell out of his car and screaming at the top of his lungs. Like it wasn't corny, like it just felt like it belonged there and it was funny to us. But in this, like that whole turd thing, it just doesn't sound like it belongs there. It seems like it's a totally different movie, a totally different scene from a different Venom movie, from a different world put into this. And I don't know, it just didn't mesh with me. Again, like I said, Tom Hardy is a powerhouse of an actor. He is so good in everything he's in, and I'm sure he's bringing his A game to this role. I'm sure he's going to do this character justice to everyone who's a Venom fan. I am not the biggest Venom fan. I have never read the comics, but I have read a lot of Spider-Man comics, which I've seen him in. And I do like Venom. I thought he was cool in Spider-Man 3 for what he was, but I didn't realize how much they screwed it up because, again, I didn't delve deep into the comics. And again, maybe Venom is that super cheesy kind of character in the comics, but all I'm saying is I think that this movie would have benefited a little bit more if it was a little bit more serious and played more into the horror aspect of it, like they pitched it like a year or two ago when this movie was first talked about. You know, they said it was going to be like straight horror, and now it kind of just seems like comedy action with a little bit of thrill in it. But I hope that the trailer is just showing you the few comedy scenes that are in it, and majority of the movie will be serious. But who knows? We're gonna have to wait, another couple months to find out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for Venom? Is this how Venom actually is? You said that you don't get to see Spider-Man in the universe. Do you have faith in Tom Hardy? And do you want sequels to come out of this? Anyway, catch you later on Couch Talk.